Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy Zangod Bands in the building, and today I'm about to teach y'all boys how to make good 2K thumbnails, bruh. 2K21, let's get it. Alright, so the first thing y'all gonna need is Photoshop. You could use some sort of other editor, but I prefer Photoshop, and this tutorial is gonna be for Photoshop. Alright, so when y'all open up Photoshop, you're gonna be greeted with this screen. You're gonna want to click on new, and then you're gonna go to width. You know what I'm saying? Copy these settings right here. Make sure you got pixels on, height, you know what I'm saying, 1080, resolution 300. You could leave it at 72, but I feel like 300 just makes it clear. I don't even know what it does. I don't really see a difference, but that's that. You know what I'm saying? Color mode RGB, background content. You want to make sure that the background's transparent. All right, so you want to go ahead, click on create, and you're gonna be greeted with this screen. All right, so first step is you're gonna want to have a background image. So you're gonna go over here, click on file, then you're gonna place embedded, and then here you see I have a screenshot of Court Conquer. I'm just gonna place that, click on this little check mark right here, and then we're good. So here is the background. Now we're gonna add a little bit of an effect to it. We're gonna come over here, go to filter, then we're gonna go to blur, then we're gonna go to Gaussian blur, and then you could change the radius to anything, but I prefer 5.2, and then okay. Alright, so next thing y'all gonna want is a graphics pack. Now there's a bunch of free graphics packs, a bunch of graphics packs that you can buy, but right now I'm going to show y'all a free graphics pack that I use. I'm gonna open this right here. It is called 200 subscribers pack. I'll leave a link in the description below to the link where you can get it, and I'm gonna shout out the creator. Alright, so basically all the graphics pack is it's a PSD file that has a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, images, renders, and stuff like that. A bunch of nice, cool stuff that you can use just to add to your, you know what I'm saying, pictures or whatever. Make it look nice. Alright, so the next step is to get a screenshot. So you're gonna go back up to the top left corner, click on file, then you're gonna go to open, and then go to wherever capture is, right here, open. Alright, now here I have open my screenshot. Now what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna cut it out. So to zoom in and out like this, you're gonna want to hold Alt and scroll in and out. You see, just like that. You know what I'm saying? Use control to scroll to the side if you need to. There we go. And then you're gonna want to click on L, which is the shortcut for the polygonal lasso tool. So we're gonna zoom in right here, and then you're gonna want to click on the edge where you see the finger right here. You're just gonna keep on tracing it, just like that. So I'm gonna get back to y'all when I finish. Alright, so as y'all can see, I have made it to the hair. Now this player, since it has like kind of like a boxy shape, like not really a lot of straight hairs, it's gonna be easy for me to just go across like this. But I know if y'all have like that natural, like that nappy type hairstyle in 2K, it's gonna be a lot harder to do this. So if you do have that hairstyle, just kind of go across the areas where it's not really transparent, it's kind of like full. So you're just gonna go over like that. And I know that this would be easier with the pen tool for all y'all designers out there who already know what they're doing, but I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. I'm not really good with it. I don't really know how to use it that much. This is how I was taught, so this is how I'm gonna show y'all. Now, just in case y'all didn't understand before, when I mean trace, I mean point, click, and keep on going. Don't hold it, you know what I'm saying? Don't drag it. Make sure you point and click so you get every single little thing right here. Because if you just trace it like that, you see it's not really gonna do anything. It's gonna just do that. So if you ever make a mistake or anything, just click on the backspace key, it's like that, and it goes back. You know what I'm saying? I can go back as far as I want, but we're not gonna do that because we actually want to finish this. You feel me? So yeah, I'm gonna get back to y'all when this is done. When you're going around curves like this, as you can see, I'm going around the finger. You want to be very precise with your points. You don't want to like go like here like jagged, because then it's not going to come out good. As you can see, it picked up a little bit of that gray. So backspace, remember, if you ever make any mistakes, and you want to go precisely, make sure it's small. You see how I'm not capturing the gray and I'm capturing just the full skin, just like that. If you have the kind of like nav right here, you can see the navigation thing, and it's like over your player, just like cut over it, do that right there. It doesn't really matter because it's not going to be in the final product, so you don't gotta trip over it too much. Alright, so as y'all can see, I have just finished making my cutout selection. Now all you're gonna want to do is hold Control C, Control V, which copies a whole new layer. As you can see, I can press this hide thing right here, and then all you have is just this thing right here, the player. And then so you're gonna want to zoom in right here, pull out your polygon and lasso tool, remember L. You're gonna want to make this selection. Once I selected this gray bit right here, you're going to want to click E, which is the shortcut for eraser. Make sure it's a good size. You can use your brackets to make it bigger or larger or whatever. And then when you come up here, you want to make sure that your hardness is on 100. So then you're just going to erase this bit right here. And then you want to click on Control D to let go of the selection. I'm going to pull it out once more because I have a little bit more gray bits over here. And then E, erase, Control D. Now all you're going to want to do is on your layer right here, just going to drag it over to your previous screenshot right there, and you're going to have everything on one little file. Now you're going to want to click on V, which is your move tool, which allows you to move everything around. And you're going to want to click Control T. That is the shortcut for the transformation. So you see I can make it bigger, smaller, elongate it by holding shift and dragging it out. And then if you don't want any of that, Control Z, reset it, of course. Right click on it, you see you got all these options right here. So all we're gonna want to do is just scale this to make it bigger. I'm gonna place my screenshot right here. That's a good spot. Click on that check mark. Now I'm gonna show y'all a little trick on how to make your screenshots pop. You know what I'm saying? Not your screenshots, your player cutouts. So you're gonna want to go to filter, scroll over to camera raw filter, let that load up, and you see you can do a lot of things here to edit your thing, like, you know what I'm saying. Obviously I'm not gonna do that, but so what I like to do, I like to just gas up my texture, put that on 100, put my vibrance up a little bit, not too much. I'm gonna put on like 12, 15, somewhere around there. Saturation about the same, 15. Saturation looks nice, but you never want to go too high because you see it just makes my player orange, and obviously no one's gonna like that. And then highlights, I like to put a little bit of that. Shadows, just a little bit. Whites and blacks, you gotta make sure those are opposite scales. And you want to click on OK. Now you see how your player is, you know what I'm saying, like, looks a lot more vibrant, it's a lot more alive. Scroll, let's keep it right here. Now you're gonna want to create a new layer by coming down over here, clicking on this little button right here, and then that's gonna make a new layer for you. And if it's over here, it's okay, you can just drag it down in between there, no problem. Now you're gonna want to click on B, which is the shortcut for the brush tool. So you're gonna come up here, make sure the hardness is on 0. Remember, you can adjust the size by using your brackets, just like so. Now I'm gonna do purple and yellow themed, so I'm gonna put my purple around here, just gonna, you know what I'm saying, draw, reach it halfway. I'm gonna change colors over here on the wheel to yellow, like right there. And then I'm just gonna fill this section up, make sure it reaches halfway. Now as you can see, I've completed that. Now I want the purple and the yellow separation to be like directly behind my player. So click on Control T, transform. I'm gonna drag it over, make sure it's behind my player, and you can see right there, I'm gonna hold shift, then I'm gonna go to the side right here, drag it out, and then I'm going to click on the check mark to select it. Alright, so of course we can't just leave it like this, so we're going to go over here to where it says normal and it has a drop down. I'm going to click on the drop down. Personally, I like pin light, so I'm going to click on pin light, bring the opacity down to about, I'd say 75 is fine. And yeah, now the next thing you're going to want to do is create a new layer. Remember, come down here, click on this button right here, and then make sure you still have your brush tool selected. Zoom in using Alt scroll, and you're going to want to kind of create this little highlight outside your player. So I'm going to do yellow right here, just like that. Make sure your hardness is still on 0. Make this just a little bit, there we go. So you're just gonna go around your player. If there's anything that you don't like, remember Control Z, and then you're just gonna go around your player, creating a nice little highlight. It's casting a little highlight like it's glowing. This really helps a lot. It makes your player pop out way more. You could, of course, just leave it blank without the highlights, but of course it's not as attracting. Now that I've finished the yellow highlight, I'm going to switch the color to purple, just like so, and then I'm going to continue the highlight on the other side with the purple. Now, I'm not sure why I didn't mention this earlier, but make sure that this layer is under your player. You see, you don't want it over, it's just going to overlap, so it looks ugly. Make sure it's behind it, so it's casting it. Now, if you find it too bright the way it is normally, you can always go over here to opacity, and then you can tone that down a little bit. I like it at 86, so I'm going to keep it there. And now you're going to want to change your brush color to white, create a new layer above the layer that you just created. Make sure it's below your player still. Change the brush size by using your brackets. Bring it down right here, and you're going to make a little subtle, just white flash outside of it. So you're gonna do this going up along the whole player. Remember, trace it like you did the last time, and I'll come back when I finish. Alright, as y'all can see, I finished adding that little white glow touch to the edge of it, and I'm gonna go over here to my opacity. I'm gonna tone it down slightly so it looks a little natural. Just like that. I like it right there at 60. Now, this is how all the 2K YouTubers make their thumbnails pop. You see, it kind of looks like the player is glowing, other than just nothing here at all. It looks kind of tacky, you know what I'm saying? Unprofessional. Okay, so now that we have all of that done, you're going to want to go over to the graphics pack that we loaded up earlier. Go to useful PNGs, make sure the eye is on, click on the drop down. Then we're going to click on the eye for explosions, click on the drop down, and we're going to be using explosion 2. So all you got to do to get this is drag the whole layer over to untitled 1, and we're going to drop it. Give it a second, let it load. Yours might be quicker, faster, depending on the speed of your PC. My PC is pretty slow, so this stuff takes a while. So there, we have it open. And now what we're going to do is Control T to transform it. Then we're going to bring it over here. So we're going to put this layer behind all of the player effects. And we're going to continue the transformation by just enlarging it. And make sure that the splash is just out like that. So it looks like it's protruding out of the player. Click on the check mark. And there we have a little bit of an effect on the background of our player. Now, I want to move my player with all of its effects down just a tad bit. So to do that, you're going to want to click on your top layer, and you're going to want to hold shift and click onto over where it says 2. So these are the 4 layers that I want to move together. So now I'm going to click on Control T, and then I'm just going to drag these down just like so. Now, as you can see, there is this little bit of like a line that it leaves, but that's okay because we can go over here, this little eye droplet right here, that's the blur tool. Now we're gonna select this layer, and we can just blur it out so you don't really see that line right there. And there, perfect. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a border around our picture. So we're going to want to go over here, file, open. Now this is a new pack that I have. I will leave the link for it down in the description below. It's a thumbnail pack right here. We're going to open it, let it load. Alright, now let's open. We can click off of this, and then we're gonna go down to where it says borders, click on the drop down. Now I prefer the yellow border because that's the color scheme of my thumbnail, so I'm gonna click and hold on the layer, drag it over to our thumbnail, drop it, let it load. Now we're gonna Control T so we could adjust this perfectly right there. Click on the check mark, leave it right there. Now I want this to be under my player but over the effects. You see? Just like that. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to our 2K graphics pack, scroll over to you where it says NBA 2K21, click on the eye, drop down, and you're gonna go click on the NBA 2K21 logo. So you're just gonna drag the layer over to your thumbnail, drop it, let it load. And now you see I have it open, and I'm going to Control T, size it to about, I'd say big. Put it right here in the bottom left corner, just like that, check mark. And now we're gonna right click on the logo, go to blending options, and we're gonna go over to stroke, click on the check mark. Now the settings I'm gonna use for this, we're gonna position it outside, change the color to white. Actually, no. I'm gonna go over to color gradient and make this right here, we can double click on that, we can make that gray. Click on OK, Control Z if you ever make a mistake like I just did. Bring that there. Okay. Now I'm gonna make it slightly bigger, just like that. That's a proper size. Click on OK, and now we have our NBA 2K logo just like that. Now we're almost coming to the end, so we're gonna click on the T key. It's gonna pull out the text tool. Click right here. You can use any font you want. You can change that stuff up here, but I like Quartzo, so I'm just gonna use Quartzo to do this. So you can put any text right here. I'm just gonna put this right here. Now if you're ever in the transformation and you want to rotate your text, you can just come outside of it just like so, and you can spin it around. You know what I'm saying? Have fun with that, whatever you like. Click on check mark. Now I'm gonna make the text the top layer, just like so, and there. I have typed my text, sized it to however I like, and now I'm gonna right click on here, go to blending options. Now I already have a layer style for this, but if you want to copy it, you can. I'm just gonna show my effects, and as you can see I have all my settings right here. So I'm just gonna adjust it just a little bit. I'm gonna put it on bevel and emboss, and then I'm gonna come down over here to where it says gradient overlay. Then I'm going to change this to reflected, just like that. Change the angle so it matches. There we go. Alright, so here, if you guys want to copy this layer style, here it is. You can scroll it down, pause it, whatever you like. Now if you would like to save this, you're gonna want to click on new style, click on OK, but I'm not gonna do that because obviously I already have it saved. I'm clicking on OK, I'm gonna go over to this. Now, next thing you're gonna do, go to your other text blending options. If you did save that layer style, you're gonna want to go over here, click on styles, click on the style, click on OK, and then the last one. I don't like to make everything the exact same style, so for the last one right here where it says thumbnail, I'm going to go over here and then I'm going to insert my own, just like that. Now I'm gonna show up all my effects. I'm gonna edit it just a little bit, you know what I'm saying, do it the way I like it, and I'll get back to you guys with the layer style. Alright, so I'm done with the layer style. If you want to copy this, here you go. Alright, so now we are almost done. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to click on the top layer and then hold shift and click on the bottom layer, right click on it, and then we're gonna want to merge layers, so everything is just one layer now. And we're gonna go over here to filter, camera raw filter, let it load up. Now we don't have to do too much here, so we're just gonna go texture, bring it up. You honestly can just do it to however you like it, so I'm just gonna adjust it like so. Okay, looks a bit more bright. Okay, now we're gonna go over, click on filter. Now you might not have this. If you're a beginner, you definitely don't have this, but if you're already into designing, you're gonna have something called magic bullet looks. So we're gonna go over here, click on looks, let that load up, and I'm gonna use a preset style. Now you can go over here, hover over looks, and you can choose anything that you like on these drop downs, but personally I like the one that's already pulled up right here. So I'm just gonna go over here and click on finished. Just let it load up, it's gonna change in a second. And there we go. Now you see it looks a lot more bright, vibrant, and it looks like a professional thumbnail. Now, there are many ways to save it, but the best way to save it is to go to File, go to Export, go to Save for Web Legacy, change that to JPEG on the drop down. On this drop down, select maximum quality, make sure it's 100, and then you're gonna want to save. You can save that to wherever you'd like. I'm just gonna save it over. Hold on. Alright, I'm just gonna save this to the folder that I save all my completed GFX. So I'm just gonna save like that, and there we go. Now, if you like, you could also go over here, save as. Let that load up. Save on computer, and then you could drop down choose whatever file type you'd like and save it wherever. But the reason why I like doing this is because it makes the file size lower. So on YouTube, I'm pretty sure the thumbnail limit file size is about like 5 megabytes or so. I could be wrong, but it's something small. So that's why I like to save it as web legacy. Now thank y'all for watching this video, man. Hope y'all learned something new. If y'all like this video, drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that good stuff, man. Now, Zen signing out. Peace.